Here she is, the Akorn smoker.
Starting your fire, you could use a fire starter like this. This is made from wood chips, paper, and wax. And this is what it looks like. You just take this cube here and stick it down the coals and light it and throw a few coals on top of it, and you're on your way to a fire. Now here's another product they sell for starting fires, getting your charcoal going. They're Weber lighter cubes, and they're a wax cube. Here it is. No, they're not that big. They light really well. If it's a windy day, these will generally light and take off real well. Now here's something I started to use to get the coals going and get them lit. What's in the jar is just plain old cotton balls and alcohol. I take a bunch of cotton balls and put them in a jar and pour a bunch of alcohol in there and let them soak in the alcohol. Then when I'm ready to light the grill, I'll take 2 or 3 of them out of the jar, squeeze excess alcohol out of the cotton ball, and put them in the center of the coals, and light the cotton balls and throw a few coals on top, and you're on your way to a nice little smoke. Okay, this is where all the magic happens. This is the Akorn Smoker Grill. Let's come in and take a look at this top damper here. As you can see, it's fully closed right now. Now when you light the grill, you're going to want to open that up all the way. Okay, so that is open all the way. Now if we go on down to look at the bottom damper, that's right here. Now you want that to be open all the way as well. So whenever you're lighting the grill, make sure that's open all the way. Okay, let's see about getting this grill lit. Okay, we're not going to need this in here today, so we'll set this aside for now. And here's a little tip for you. This center grate, that just sits in there pretty loosely, and if you try to move this whole thing and tilt it, the center grate's liable to fall out and fall on the ground and break. Believe me, it's happened to me. So what I like to do is take that center grate out and set it aside. That way there's no danger of falling out when I take this big cast iron grate out. So what I do is set that down out of the way. And as you can see, we have our lump charcoal in here. That's leftover stuff from the last cook. But what I'm going to do is add a little bit more charcoal to that. Okay, you want to keep the level down below these 3 tabs here because we're going to be smoking today. And we're going to be setting up for smoke, and a grill sits on here, and I'll have a diffuser sitting on here, so you need to keep the coals down lower than that. So let's go ahead and get her lit. I got my cotton balls here in the jar soaking in alcohol, so I'm going to go ahead and take 3 of those. I'm squeezing some of the excess alcohol out of the cotton balls, and I'm going to kind of just place that down in there a little bit. After I get those cotton balls placed in there, grab my lighter, and give those cotton balls a light there. Then I'll take some smaller pieces of charcoal, kind of place around there. Kind of build a little teepee. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes since I've lit the cotton balls, and got a pretty good flame going there. So we're going to go ahead and add some charcoal chunks. We're just going to place a few of them kind of around the lump charcoal. Spread them out a little bit so as the coals get lit, hopefully more hickory chips will start smoking. Okay. Okay, we got some chunks in there, and like I said, today we're going to be smoking, so we need to put a diffuser in there to keep the direct heat off of the food. Okay, so what I've done, I've bought this 18-inch Weber grate that fits down in here nice. Akorn sells a ceramic plate that fits down in there, but I think it's $45, and I just chose to do this. Put the grate down in there. Then I bought a little pan that I lined with foil. I set that down in there for my diffuser. Some people use pizza pans. I chose to go with the pan. That way, if I want to add water and do a water smoke, I can do that, or I can use this to catch the droppings from whatever I'm cooking to make gravy or whatever. Okay, so that's all set up. Now we're going to put our top grate in there. Okay, and I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I have my temperature probe stuck in there to monitor the temperature of the grill. And now we put it in the center grate. Okay, prior to your first cook, you want to make sure you put peanut oil or some kind of oil all over this cast iron grate to get it seasoned real good. I use peanut oil. That stands up to higher temperatures better, and just put it all over there, and got the heat up to 450, 500 degrees, and let it burn for a couple hours. And I do that periodically. So what you want to do is take this barbecue probe and plug it into your transmitter, so we can monitor the temperature of the grill. And also I got the temperature probe for the meat already plugged into the transmitter. Of course, we don't have the meat on there yet, but anyway, we're ready to close the lid and watch the temperature build up. Now, to monitor the temperature, you want to turn the receiver on first. Okay. And then we want to power up the transmitter. Okay. And as you can see, it says the barbecue, the grill, it's up to 90 degrees, and it says the food's 84 degrees, but the probe for the food's just laying here, so evidently it's about 84 degrees outside. So you can see the temperature of the grill is 93, and what we're shooting for the smoke is 225, 250, somewhere around in there. So we're going to let this burn a little bit here and get a little bit hotter with the dampers wide open. Then we'll come back and start start closing those down and try to get 225, 250. We'll see what happens. Okay, it's been maybe between 5 and 10 minutes since I've closed the lid, and the temperature of the grill is 156 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is shut these dampers down, maybe halfway or so. Okay, it's best to bring this temperature up slow. It's not a good idea to get it too hot. It's pretty hard to bring the temperature back down once you get it too hot. You can do it, but it takes a little bit of time and effort. So we try to bring it up slow. The temperature of the grill is 163 now. 167. As you can see, it's smoking pretty good at this point. Okay, grill temperature is 169. Remember, we're shooting for 225, 250, somewhere in there. So we're going to leave the dampers shut about halfway here for a little bit and come back to it. Right now we're showing 172 degrees, so we'll shut her down here for a minute and come back. Okay, it's only been 3 or 4 minutes since I shut the recorder down. Temperature is 196 now, so we're going to start cranking her down. We're going to crank her down quite a bit. So we're at 199. So when you're cooking at 225 or 250, generally these dampers are just barely open. Right now the grill's at 203, so it's climbing pretty fast. Hopefully I didn't leave these open too long. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. 205 right now, so we'll pause the recorder here and come back to it here in a few minutes. 207. Okay, we're back at the grill now, and I can show you here the grill temperature. Says it's 226, so it jumped up to 228, so it's right in range there. So you could go ahead and put your meat on if we were going to cook something today, but we're not. So when you open this lid and to get your meat on there and stuff, your temperature is going to drop. Okay, right now it says it's 230. Well, it just dropped to 217. So by the time you get your meat on here and get the lid closed back up, that temperature is going to drop quite a bit. 199 degrees grill temperature, 199. Okay, now to get that back up to 225, you don't want to mess with the dampers. Just leave them set where they're at. The temperature will come back up where it was. So there you have it. That's all you need to do to smoke. Then when you're done cooking your meal, take your food off and close these dampers all the way, both the top and the bottom, and that'll turn the fire off, and you'll have charcoal left for your next cook.
Okay, here's a shot of the top damper. As you can see, it's open very little, and that's what you're going to have for a smoke at 225, 250 degrees. And here's a shot of the bottom damper. As you can see, it's just barely open too. Doesn't take very much air for this guy to get up to 225, 250. So this is what your bottom damper is probably going to look like for a smoke at those temperatures. So now let's get out there and get to smoking.